any American to have access to the World Wide Web. The White House says 20 internet service providers agreed to offer high-speed internet plans to low-income families at a reduced cost. Biden made providing affordable internet a priority during his run for office. As many as 48 million households qualify for this program. So far, more than 11.5 million have signed up. Well, new here at 6, the University of Chicago Data Science Institute has been researching the disparities in internet access among Chicago communities. Turns out the digital divide is significant. It ranges by about 40 points between the most connected neighborhoods and the least. So joining us now are Professors Nick Feamster and Nicole Marwell. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Looking at your data, out of 77 neighborhoods in Chicago, it doesn't get to 90% of households with internet until you get to Hyde Park, and it goes up from there. And that neighborhoods obviously are the ones with the most income, the highest income. That's tragic.
Yes, it really is. But it's something that, activists in this space have known for quite some time now. We do see that there's this large disparity in connectivity, the number of households that have internet connection. And, we're seeing above 90% in places like the Loop or Lakeview,
right,
and close to 60% in Burnside and West Englewood.
Yeah, you've got 57.77 in Burnside, West Englewood, 61.91. So how do we change this? What do we do to make this different? We know that the president is offering money here, but how do we get a hold of it for these neighborhoods?
The way that money is going to be distributed is according to formulas that in large part rely on getting better data about who doesn't have access to internet. And that's part of what this project is all about, is helping residents of these neighborhoods that have been historically underserved and continue to be underserved as far as internet access is concerned, present that case clearly and convincingly in a way to help them get the resources they need to help close this gap.
Give us an idea of what these communities are missing out on without the internet access.
Well, as I think we all saw during the pandemic, having access to the internet is a critical resource for all kinds of daily activities, including going to school in a remote environment, going to work in a remote setting, seeing your doctor through telehealth. So these are just some of the really critical aspects that if you don't have internet, you're not able to do.
But that time was so urgent, and we are still at the same point we were then and before the pandemic. So how can we change it, and what can we do? What effort can be made to change this other than what you've done? How do we get the word out to other people to help?
One of the things that we're working on in the map that you just showed is using data to present a clear and convincing case about where these gaps are. And one of the biggest problems we've had so far is that a lot of the data that exists has the communities that are the most poorly served. There's actually no data on them whatsoever. And so one of the things that we're doing right now is going into these neighborhoods, engaging with the communities to present better data about these gaps that do exist. And we invite members of those communities, residents all across Chicago, to help us get better data. internetequity.uchicago.edu is a place to go to learn more about that.
And I'll just add that there's a lot of local effort that's been going on around improving people's access to the internet. The Chicago Connected program, for example, has been a really important thing for kids in Chicago public schools to be able to have access to a free internet connection.
The Black and brown communities are always at the short end of the stick, aren't they?
Yes, the disparities in internet access follow the disparities that we see in many other things in terms of employment, health status, education, all of those things. Unfortunately, the disparities in our society keep following those same patterns. And we're just really hoping that the new investments in the internet and our new data that helps understand where those investments are really needed are going to help shift that problem.
Thank you both for your work on this. Let's hope it makes a difference big time. Professors Nick Feamster and Nicole Marwell, University of Chicago. Be safe, be well.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Well, still ahead tonight,